message is for them. So hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Exalted Empress Tarot. Welcome to the Tarot Court. And let's get started. Ooh, cards are just flying out of this deck. Spirit speaks. We have something to say. Okay, we need to go ahead and do a reshuffle of these cards. Hello, D. You would not believe how sticky some of these cards have been getting lately. I don't know from what you... I don't know what's going on. Maybe Spirit just has a lot to say. There's a lot of messages that are coming out right now. We are in a time of openness. Hello, everyone who is coming in. Just so you guys know, I am here both on TikTok and YouTube. So if you see me moving these cards around a little bit, I don't have a super bad aim at the camera. I am just talking to the other chat, basically, while we are on here. Here we go. Ooh, interesting. You know, I was getting a lot before and then I stopped and now we got it again. Number 8, last quarter moon. Last quarter moon. Hello, everyone who's coming through. A season or cycle of your life is drawing to a close. It is not quite over yet, but it is steadily nearing its end. Okay, is this something that we want to close? Is this something that we want to move away from? Or is this a force ending, a spirit, or some other forces saying not for you? We are going to find out for the collective. Let me go ahead and get another couple of cards out because to figure out what our topic is going to be for the day, I picked 2 oracle cards, or 3 in this case. It looks like Spirit has a couple of things to say. We have Blue Morpho and we have Datura, okay? So these messages may have something to do with you. If you feel compelled, if you came here today and you're feeling a pull to this message, that means it is for you. So let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Blue Morpho. So that is the butterfly. As soon as I find what page it is on. 24. Let me go ahead and go over there. Here we go. And the Blue Morpho says, happiness, joy, wish, rarity. Butterflies are often viewed as a symbol of rebirth. Blue Morpho butterflies, such as those found in the rainforest of Central and South America, symbolize joy and hope, okay? And in some cultures are regarded as wish granters, which is pretty cool. I saw these creatures very frequently during my travel to Honduras and Ecuador, and they always brought a smile to my face. While these butterflies are fairly common, it is interesting to note that the color blue itself is a rare color to see in nature, as it is difficult to produce biologically. That itself makes these butterflies very special, okay? Happiness, joy, wish, rarity. You are rare. You are in a space. Thank you so much for the hearts. You are in a space that you are creating quite a commotion. It may have to do with how you look. It may have to do with your beauty, your aesthetics, okay? Or it's something else, but either way, you are standing out. You are joy. Be hopeful. Maybe you bring joy and hope to other people. Maybe you are leading in a certain space. Let's see, Datura is the other card we had here for the collective. Hello, Benny. The other card we had here, let me go ahead and see where that is. Oh, that's the wrong card. That's why I'm not finding it. Datura. 45. Okay, let's go over here, and it says intoxication, sleep, hex breaking, flight. Ooh, okay, I feel like this is going to be an interesting reading. Part of the nightshade family, the night blooming datura is a poisonous plant with many interesting magical properties. Ingesting any part of the plant can induce visions, and many shamanistic cultures and witches use it for astral travel, hex or communing with spirits, okay? However, it is a highly poisonous plant, so ingesting too much can lead to death, okay? Just so you know, I do not recommend consuming this. Stay away. But part of the, thank you for the hearts. The part of this that is super important is the intoxication, sleep, hex breaking, and okay, there may be a connection here that needs to be broken, okay? A hex needs to be broken. Your connection. We see intoxication, okay? We are being drawn towards something. We are rare, and someone sees that rareness in us and is drawn to us. And we may be drawn to it, but it may not have the best intentions, okay? So keep that in mind. Not everything that comes to us easily is automatically meant for us. We have to use a little bit of our discernment here, and we already had the last quarter moon, okay? So I'm gonna tie all of this together in a message, and then we can go into detail. But by the way, thank you so much for the hearts. If this is resonating for you, please consider giving me a little crown gift. If you do, I will read just for you. I will read your question. So as we continue with the collective reading, a season or cycle of your life is drawing to a close. It is not quite over yet, but is steadily nearing its end. Tie up loose ends and prepare to consciously complete the circle. Look deeply and you will know what is winding down for you now. It may be a relationship, a place of residence, or job posting, but it may also be a particular pattern or current within one of these things. In other words, there may be an obvious and literal ending on the horizon for you, or the cycle that is fading away is less tangible but is still real. I did see is it Rach Bloom put a question in here. If you could gift the little crown, then I can do a reading for you. And if you want a more in-depth one, there is also the forest elf gift, but it's up to you. This ending may seem to you like a pleasant and positive occurrence or an uncomfortable and challenging one, okay? So it's probably gonna be different for everyone in the collective. In truth, whatever it is that is now wrapping up for you was never all good or all bad. It was always multifaceted experience that offered plenty to learn from and plenty to treasure. Even if the full spectrum nature of the cycle is not entirely obvious to you now, with time it will come into greater perspective and focus. Remember that all aspects of the manifest world, all relationships, all roles, and all situations eventually end in one way or the other. Sometimes being aware of this brings comfort, and sometimes it brings a little grief. Either way, honor the cycle that is ending. It will not come again in the same form. This has been a unique experience, one that has enriched you and will continue to enrich you as it resonates in your memory and consciousness in the months and years to come. Feel honor, gratitude, and then let go. Savor your final moments with the wave of the energy, then release it and make way for something new. So this is something that you're feeling, and you can feel feel positive or negatively about it. But oh, hello, Carter. But either way, you are kind of, you know that the ending, the connection is severing, okay? And I do feel like this may most likely has to do with a romantic relationship, just because we have this rarity and this hope card. I think someone else very much sees your worth. Hello, Ellie. If you could gift the crown gift, the little crown, the little crown over here. Sorry, it is, I don't have the actual picture of it, but it looks like a drawn little crown in the gift section, and it's for 99 coins. But yeah, so someone else sees your worth. Someone else sees your worth. They see that you're rare. They see that you're beautiful. Thank you so much, by the way, for the roses, you guys. Thank you, Charlie Rose. I love that. I love the little crown. Okay. Oh no, where'd it go? Charlie Rose. If you have not already, put your question into the chat. Thank you so much. There you are. Let me know your question in the chat. But for the collective, somebody sees your worth, and they may have been coming to you in a positive way, but you may feel them separating. Honestly, do not chase after that separating energy. I do get the feeling that this is kind of a move, whether that's conscious or how this person reacts or interacts with people, that pulling back may be just to get you to reach out and be like, where are you going? Where are you going? Don't fall for it. Don't do it. That's just to get you to react, to move forward, and to fill in this space. There may be worse if we keep pushing for it, where if you just kind of let it end in their natural way and fade out, you may realize that they weren't doing that much for you, or they only meant ill will. Keep that in mind. I will pull more cards for this after we do some more of the individual readings. Why did Floor block me on Instagram and not on WhatsApp? Okay, so why did Instant block you on one social media platform and not the other? I think that's really interesting. Let's see. I have my personal opinions, but I'm going to keep them to myself. until I get some information, right? Let's see. Oh, Carlos. Hello, Carlos. How are you? We have the Eight of Wands as the first card that came out. Do not take cards that plop. I need these cards to actually come out. I do see some other questions coming out. Other questions coming out. If you would also like a reading, please also gift the little crown. It looks like a little drawn crown in the gifts. Or if you want a little bit more of the cards, the Force Elf gift. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands. This is about speed. This is about moving forward quickly. It's kind of a simple meaning for the card, but in this, I'm seeing that they may have blocked you as a reaction to something or as an impulse of a feeling, something that they weren't having. So it may have been a very quick decision. And I don't know about you, but it can be kind of awkward to like block someone on something. And I don't think if you unblock them, if you were friends, you automatically become friends on Instagram. I don't know. Please let me know down below, but they may be afraid to be like blocking and unblocking you. So I feel like that initial like block, something happened, even if it wasn't between the two of you, maybe they heard something, blocked, and then were like, oh, I should have said something. But that seems to be, it will erase as friends. Yeah. So now if they like blocked and then have to come back and be like, so I removed you as my friend. Like awkward. So it may have been an impulse decision. Thank you so much, Fasta. Let me know your question down below and you will be next. So that may have just been an impulse, like a bad decision in the moment, and that's why they didn't go across multiple different platforms. With Judgment in reverse, there may be something going on. Maybe it's directly between the two of you, maybe it is not, but there's something that involves the two of you, at least in their mind, that they feel like judgment, passing judgment, karma did not come out in a way that was fair. Okay, so you may think that's true. You may disagree. Not responding to text, but I got your question, Fasa. You may not agree or you may not be entirely in the know about the situation, but they feel like something happened and didn't fair. So maybe you were giving attention to somebody else, or maybe they at least heard a story that you were. Something feels like that's not fair. Why did they do that? And they had the reaction that they had. With the King of Swords, I'm seeing that there is like an uncomfortable truth coming in, an uncomfortable fact, situation. I'm not sure if it's coming towards you though. I feel like it's coming towards them. They may be learning something that doesn't sit well with them, but it is the truth. The King of Swords talks about like as a personality, if we're gonna imagine that the King of Swords is like a person. Hello everyone, if you're putting questions in, if you want me to answer them, please do the little crown as the gift and then I can add your name to the list. The King of Swords as like a character in the tarot is someone who is very blunt, will tell you exactly what's going on, exactly how it is. They're being 100% honest, but they're not the best with regard to people's feelings. Unfortunately, they're just like, this is what happened, so take it or leave it. So I'm feeling like they had a certain image about something or how things would go along, and whatever they heard or whatever they saw, experience, was not in alignment with their expectations. And so for them, even if the event wasn't really harsh, they felt it very harshly. So that's what got the reaction. But I think the WhatsApp is open because they're still willing to talk about it. They do want to know more. They just had an emotional reaction. That's what I was kind of thinking before. If they blocked you on one thing and then not the other, they're probably open to talk. They just had the reaction that they had. So, ooh, thank you, Janelle. I will add your question to the list. Thank you so much for the crown. So yeah, I would keep that in mind. And those are the three cards. But yeah, I think they're open to speaking. They just had like an emotional reaction that was real quick and blocked on the other app. What do you say? Instagram. So let's go ahead. That was Charlie's question. Fasta. Well, work things out with co-parent. Okay. So not responding to text, FAFSA. Why is this person not responding to the text? Let's get some cards out. By the way, there's a little competition going on. If you want to become part of the Exalted, which is my little fan club, it's 1 coin. You can do the little heart that has a crown on it in the gifts, and it'll put you on a little leaderboard. That's only if you're interested, of course, but I thought it was really cute. I have no idea what it's going to look at, so thank you, Janelle. So if you want to do that, feel free to do that, and you will be put on the leaderboard. So there'll be a little competition going on in the club. So Ace of Wands in reverse, Judgment upright, and the Fool in reverse. I think they have concerns about whether or not your connection is going somewhere. They have concerns about what direction it's going in, and they're kind of sitting with their feelings. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So the Ace of Wands upright is about like initial spark, something that could lead to a bigger passion, whether it be a job, a person, etc. It's that first initial like aha, like someone got my attention in the moment. That's what the Ace of Wands is. With you know what? I would say reach out to them, Charlie, or Carlos. I would say reach out to them because they are open to talk, and they like deleted that Instagram. I would take the WhatsApp being open as they're open to receive communication. With the Ace of Wands in reverse, I'm feeling that this person maybe did not respond to text because they're sitting with this initial spark and they're wondering where things are going. They know they had that feeling there, but they're thinking on some things. With Judgment, they're passing judgment. They're thinking about the connection. And I think they're trying to say about whether or not something is fair or how things are going to work out in a fair way. So I do feel like it's positive, but I definitely feel like this gray area, this like sitting and thinking energy. I'm not sure because I have the Fool in reverse. So the Fool upright is about a new journey. It's about doing something different. In reverse, it's not going anywhere. So I wouldn't necessarily say the feelings are gone. I'm seeing, I don't know if you distanced. I don't know. I'm really against like strategies with attention in relationships. I know a lot of people do it with like, seeing if they'll reach out and who should reach out first. But being really direct can really help because a lot of people, I know for myself, if someone doesn't start reaching out to me, I'm just like, I guess they don't give a shit. And I'll just like keep on keeping on. So you may be giving people like, an interpretation of your feelings that isn't real, right? You're like waiting for them to reach out, and I'm like, any minute now, any minute now. And they're doing the same thing. Like someone has to be the first one to reach out. So I'm wondering if something else happened in the background to give them the idea that like, maybe they were reaching out more, or maybe you were responding slowly. We don't know other people's standards for things. Some people expect a text like the second that they can, and if it's been a while to get a "I'm sorry, I was doing this" kind of text back. Other people don't find it necessary, right? So I would give it time and let them sit with it and just see what happens, because I think they're mulling it over. So like I think it's kind of hard to say from these cards that they've lost interest, because it says that they're not going anywhere. They may circle back. You may hear back from them in a little bit, but yeah, I'm not getting a clear message of disinterest. I'm just getting a kind of like pulling back and seeing. I think there may have been something that happened that made them think that something else is going on, or like they're wondering about the connection. But I also think that's healthy. To kind of take a moment and think. And if they come back, then you know that they took that moment seriously and they're really interested. I'm going back into the comments. She ignored me Sunday. What's today? Wednesday. Yeah, consider reaching out or, you know, being a little more casual with it. Sorry, I'm going to move on to the next question because I do have somebody else who asked. We have Janelle. Will things work out with me and the other parent? Let's see. I think it could be. I mean, it just depends on the person and the situation. Like, sometimes people just need more time to think things over. I think if they come back, it can say more that they took things seriously, depending on how they come back. If they seem, you know, if they're just like, oh, hey, sorry, I took some extra time off, I was just whatever, and then they seem more invested, that can definitely be a sign that they were thinking things and taking it seriously. So it just depends on how they come back, if and how they come back. Okay, will things work out? Oh, thank you, Fasta. I will put you back on the list with the other crown. I appreciate that. So Janelle, will things work out? Maybe, or at least I think if you're in a kind of a rush patch, that the things can come back and they may be on better terms. I'm not sure like how, like if you want it to be at the same relationship level again. I'm not so sure, but I also think you may not want it at this time. So we have the Magician in reverse. They at least feel like they don't have what they need to kind of make things work. So it could be something that we're asking for in the relationship, or it could be like very literal, like a money issue, time issue, commitment issue, distance issue. You know, there's something about it where they're not feeling like they have the tools that are needed in order to continue the connection. So there's something going on there, and I actually have two cards on that. So that this is the Magician. This is about having what we need in order to move forward. All of these little symbols on here are actually the 4 suits of tarot. The Magician has all 4 suits. When it's upright, it means they have everything they need to move forward. In reverse, it means the opposite. We're having some complications. The King of Pentacles also in reverse, I am seeing it's something foundational to the relationship and what they believe like home life should be. So it could be money. Pentacles, the most direct interpretation, usually has to do with monetary things, but it doesn't have to be. It could be like a house. It could be some sort of like practical, like making things work, like schedule or something like that, family support. Like it could be a bunch of different things, but thinking about it as like things around the house and the home and the relationship itself, something about it to this person feels like it's missing and it's a big deal to them. It could be tools and stuff that he feels like he does not have at this time. Whether or not that's true is completely different. This is their perspective with it in reverse. And King of Pentacles is the top of that suit, right? You know, if you're going 1 through 10 and then the other cards and then King. So it really feels like he feels that there's a gap there. That's what I'm getting. And then the Hermit in reverse. I do feel like they're getting out of these feelings, that they're kind of coming up with a different viewpoint and thinking, well, maybe I could do this or that. Maybe looking for some ways to move forward that is practical, find some like tools and things like that. So there is some like problem solving that's happening here. But I think that's going to be a pretty significant distraction at this time. Like, I don't know if they're going to be worried about that while they're trying to figure out their personal stuff. Sorry, I know you're writing me. It's hard to do both at the same time. As we just got an apartment together and we ended up saying, something happened. Okay. Yeah, so that seems to be the thing here. I do, like I said, the Hermit in reverse is them taking their time to think about it and then moving out of that feeling, that situation. So they will come out of that. I feel like there is definitely room for like starting a new connection, but I feel like it's going to be slow and it's going to be dependent on feeling like that those foundational things are coming back. Hope that resonated. And Fasta, I did get your other crown, so if you want to put your next question in there, you can. In the meantime, I still want to go back to this group message, so I don't know who remembers it and who doesn't. That we were working on another message for the group. A cycle is ending soon. You are seen as rare. Someone does seem your value, but they may be a little bit toxic, so we don't know if we want that person around. You just want more clarity on this person coming back. Okay, so let's see if we can get more clarity on this person coming back. No, that flew out. I don't know. I don't know if you want to hold on to this particular relationship. We have the Two of Pentacles upright. Janelle, for a final thing, I would say to answer your question, I feel like you will connect again. I don't know if it's going to be on the same level. It 100% depends on those foundational things seeming like they came back for him. So I would focus on that instead of just like, you know, him coming back like separately, if that makes sense, like of their own accord. It's like, what are the foundational things that he feels like is missing, replacing that, or re-sustaining it. That's probably a better way of saying it. And then that's probably going to be the thing that's needed to make the connection stronger and for it to come back and be more of a sure thing. So where were we going? Yes, faster. So the Two of Pentacles upright. So the Two of Pentacles is specifically about trying to juggle multiple things and having a difficult time. You're welcome. Having a difficult time, but with it upright, you are still able to do it. You are still able to support what you need to support. You're keeping things balanced, even if it's a little bit of work. And I feel like for me, that's my view of the connection. Like you're able to make it work, you're sustaining it, but it's hard. With the Ace of Cups, that is new feelings coming in, or it can be a new romantic interest. There may be somebody else who may start to catch your eye, and that's why I say that like you may, I don't know how interested you're going to be like moving forward over time, or how like in the bigger picture interesting this relationship is going to be, or the start of this relationship coming in. This person's not texting, and there may be somebody else. I'm seeing this as it can be, like, if I'm going to be completely honest about the meaning of the cards, it could be. I'm just seeing with like the difficulty of the Two of Pentacles juggling, I see you as either changing your feelings or having a new person come in. That's what I'm seeing. It's like a new interest for yourself. This person may not be present right now, so you may be like, who? But that is what the Ace of Cups is about. It is about new feelings or a new romantic person coming in. That's how it's related a lot of times. You'll see it in tarot readings. And then we have the Hierophant. If there is some sort of structure, tradition, culture, it doesn't have to be like strictly like religious. The Hierophant on the traditional tarot deck is usually seen as like indistinct religious figure, but does not have to be that, right? But there's something about I know, but I'm saying that like the cards are saying that like I don't know if like you're gonna be interested in that, even if he comes back, because there may be somebody else who's coming in who's in the way of that. And I'm just giving the reason why based off the cards. Here he's asking for more clarity, and I'm feeling like with the Hierophant and the tradition, like he may not fit in the role that you want, and there may be somebody else who comes in who's more interesting to you in the future. I know you may not have like an interest in anybody else right now, but he's not answering, and it feels like, again, with the Two of Pentacles, with him coming back, like you're sustaining the relationship, right? Because you're the one worried about like receiving the text, you message him, you're sustaining it a little bit more. This person may contact you in a day or two. They may come back and like be like, hey, chat, and then dip again. And then that puts the energy back on you, which isn't really fair. So I think there is some room there. Ability, okay? I could be wrong. I'm just a person on the internet. But I think there's a possibility, there's room there for someone who's a little bit more consistent and who would text you back to jump into that space where this person's pausing. That's all I'm saying. Don't be mad at me. I hope they answered your question. I hope that resonated. Yeah. So if there's anybody else who wants an individual question, let me know. Of course. Yay, I'm glad to hear that. Get over here, card. Exactly, right? Like, don't we all? I know. Reverse, I'm sending also crying emojis. We're all looking for our individual person, right? Unless you're a lucky duck and you are with that person, in which case, enjoy that. Enjoy. I'll take the resonate with those vibes and find my person. So with that our collective message as we wait for another person who wants an individual reading. We have a cycle that is ending. Someone sees you as rare, but they're giving some toxic vibes. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. We have the Death upright, Death card upright, and we have the Four of Swords also upright. So what does that mean? Okay, the Knight of Swords in reverse. So there is a halt on some sort of truth or information coming towards you. So this person, whoever it is who sees your worth and sees that you're rare, is really making sure that you don't get certain information. They're really making sure that it does not come your way. Okay, so be aware of that. And if you feel like a certain distance around certain topics, that may be very much intentional. Like, it may be something that they're working behind the scenes to make sure that you don't find out, whatever it is. So be, very concerned about that. Be, keep an eye out. And, I would poke the bear a little bit. I would try to figure out what that information is. There's certain questions that they tend to avoid, things like that. Figure out why that is, because that's weird. We don't like avoiding information, especially if we can't from the onset know why that would be. Thank you, by the way, everyone who's been sending hearts during these messages. I appreciate you. We also have death. Like we said, the ending of the cycle is pretty soon. If they pull away, let them. I definitely feel like this person may take care of the situation themselves by removing themselves from the situation, okay? Which is great because it means less work for you. They have the bad vibes and they go, then great. Let that happen. You don't have to deal with that negative energy. Whatever it was they were planning for you, don't fall for that trap of reaching forward for someone who is not reaching back. And then we have the Four of Swords, okay? The Four of Swords is rest. You can rest assured that you did the right thing. It may not feel like the way at first. You might have some reservations. You might second guess. But when they don't come back, it'll make it pretty easy to realize, okay, this person wasn't serious, or they are serious about intentions that we do not want to deal with. So keep that in mind. Those are my tarot cards for that message. We're going to go ahead and move to something else because I feel like the message go from there, move on from there. Let me see. So beforehand, the messages that I pulled for everybody were the Sun, that is one of the Oracle cards, and the Tide Pool, which is like one of my favorite cards from this Oracle deck because it's so colorful. So we have the Sun, 18, if 1 or 8 or 9 or 18 are important numbers for you, that may be a sign this message is especially for you. We have Share Your Beauty with the World, plug into the divine power, and be renewed, okay? So the first card that we're going to read for is Tide Pool, so I'm going to go ahead and go over there. Goodness, I wish you guys could see my side of the screen while I do this. It makes it look like everyone disappears at once and then everyone comes back. It is quite the back and forth. I'm like, am I here with other people? Weathering the ebb and flow. During low tide, little pockets of seawater remain on the beach in nooks, holes, and in between rocks. In these pockets, many sea organisms such as sea anemones, urchins, and crabs thrive. This card features common creatures found in the tide pools. here in the Pacific Northwest. These unassuming little oases in a hostile environment serve as a reminder to endure the ebbs and flows of life. When things seem difficult, remember that the tide will always come back, okay? Hello, Revi. Nice to meet you. So if you're feeling like you're in a tough spot, remember that this is just a cycle, this is just a phase, and things will move forward. We have good things coming, and you are a bit of a survivor. You have a little bit of grit about you. Not anything just throws you off. Thank you so much, Sino. I appreciate that. By the way, there's a little competition going on, so you have now been added to a leaderboard. I don't know if that has interest for you, but you are now on there. So have fun. Comments and things get you points. As the more interactive you are with the live, the more points that you get. So let's see how far you get, okay? But yeah, so there may be some stuff going on, but you're definitely going to get through it. So if you needed a little pep talk today, that is your pep talk. That's in that little reading at the beginning. Hello, Jamie, over on YouTube. Went along with this sun card, so I'm going to read with this one as well before we get started. Number 18. And it says, share your beauty with the world, plug into the divine power, and be renewed. All the planets in our solar system revolve around the sun. As for Earth, all its many life forms owe their existence to the light and warmth of the sun. In every clear sky, we get to glimpse the golden light of the sun, but not gaze at it, lest its brightness blind us. In astrology, the sun corresponds with the heart, your literal heart, and the energetic heart that is the seat of your emotions. Oh, thank you for the rose. If you are looking for an individual reading, it's the little crown gift, just so you know. And if not, I appreciate your heart and the little flower. Seat of your emotions, your authentic self, and your ability to give and receive love. This is a message to let your heart light shine. Bravely, brilliantly radiate your love, your generosity, your talents, and your beauty for all to see. The sun is also aligned with healing. This is because it is the active principle made manifest. It's also because of the restructuring, steadying power of love and the heart. So this card may be asking you to channel healing energy and love towards healing others or yourself. When you draw upon divine light in order to heal or create something useful, beautiful, or useful in the world, you will not be depleted, but rather charged up. So if you currently feel drained, imagine that you are opening up an infinite channel of golden white light coming down from the center of the sun, entering into the crown of your head. This is when you consciously connect directly to the sun, your heart becomes like a miniature sun, a sphere of brilliance that is smaller, but no less bright. This gives you continuous access to an infinite supply of energy and light. So this is about, oh, thank you, Lavin. So this is about self-love and sending love to others, and that these things can give us more strength. Oh, thank you for the little hearts. This can give us strength in the situation and how to deal with the situation, and also it should fill us up and not leave us feeling like we're depleted. So if you are feeling a sorry, this is like very clear on TikTok, but not on YouTube, what cards I'm holding up. So if you are giving to a situation, but you're feeling depleted, but giving to something makes you feel more, if that makes sense. Like you've been, you feel like you're low on energy, but giving to the certain space gives you more. It makes you feel like you have more energy, you can do more. That is the place to focus on. That is the place that you need to go. Hello, Lavin. Could you give a little crown gift? And I will answer you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so there may be something that kind of rescues you from a tough situation, maybe not literally, but it just gives you somewhere to pour into that will pour back into you. Someplace where you can go back and forth with positive energy while other things maybe are a little rougher at this time. Let me go ahead and we got some good cards over here. We have the sun again, by the way. We have the High Priestess, the Sun in reverse, and the Ace of Wands, but upright this time. Okay, let's go. The High Priestess, okay? You have an intuition. You're being drawn to something. Don't fight it. Even if you're saying to yourself, oh, I only have so many hours in the day. How can I do this other thing? Your body is telling you you have energy for this thing you're trying, and it will make you happier. It'll give you energy. Like the Sun card said, the Sun Oracle card. When you pour into something that's brings you joy, you actually gain more energy from it, okay? So it's like everyone passing a little sun back and forth, a little bit of sun rays to each other. It brings you joy, it brings you happiness, it gives you something steady. While there are other things in other areas, you may be a little bit in survivor mode. This helps you not be in that mode all the time. With the sun in reverse, you may not be super excited right now, you may not have all the hurrahs, but you are in fact content, and this may keep you content and may keep you even keel for when you have to do the rough things. You may keep you in a good area mentally, emotionally, things like that. So we're very positive right now, okay? We may not be at 100, but we're keeping it even in a good place. And I'm seeing the Ace of Wands for the collective as well, where there may be something new coming in. You get like a spark of inspiration from the things that you were doing. So go ahead when you go and do those new things. I'll just keep an eye out for things that give you a little joy that you weren't expecting, something new, something different, because I have a feeling that you may discover something that's really important to you that you weren't expecting in one of these new places, okay? And thank you so much for that, hearts. I truly appreciate it. Okay, so those are my tarot cards for the group message, that group message. If you would like an individual reading, ooh, we have Revi. Thank you so much. I was just about to say, like, that was the last one I had pulled beforehand. So do you have a question? Feel free to put that down below. I will just let you guys know while I am organizing these cards and putting them back that I am on here. I'm also on YouTube. I'm not monetized on YouTube yet, but the fastest way to get me there is to subscribe. I also have long form readings over there. If you want to catch those, they're a little bit different. I also have some of these lives saved. They are the YouTube version, and not the TikTok version, so it may look a little different, but it is the same messages if you want to look later on about what happened before you got here. Whew. And I have Zodiac shorts that just came out. So a lot of stuff on there for you. What just happened? General reading for Revi. Thank you so much. Okay. So I will, oh, thank you so much. All the little hearts and comments. I appreciate you. Also, if you are part of the crown, you are now in a competition with each other. Don't let things get brutal over there. Okay. Oops. Go ahead and get a third card. General reading. Whew. Okay, you may have just gotten through quite the ordeal, Revi. Whether you would frame it that way or not, I feel like there was some social stuff happening, and you got through it. So we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is about teamwork, but it is in the reverse. So there wasn't so much teamwork happening, whether you were avoiding it or you were working, you were, had that teamwork energy, you were with people, and something about what they were doing made it fall apart. Something happened when there was no longer teamwork, and you kind of had to go without and be very independent, maybe where you wouldn't have liked to do that normally. That wasn't your natural state. We also have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So like technically wise, like if I'm feeling this may be at work, you made it through that. Like you were able to do the job, do the things you needed to do. You didn't have to, maybe you were like in a tight money situation and you made it out of that, whether you got promoted or you just got a steady paycheck, you were made permanent employee, whatever happened, got a bonus, I don't know, but you got returns on being able to work without that teamwork energy, even though that's not really what you would have wanted or preferred. And I'm seeing it with the Five of Swords in reverse. Whatever bickering, whatever arguing, what was happening, whatever people were doing where they were like, oh, I don't want to, be a team, I don't want to work with so-and-so, whatever that was, that's done. You basically won. Oh, thank you for the little cake. You basically like won that argument. Like you proved that you could do it without them. So now this whole like, I'm going to withdraw and make this person work harder thing, like what for? Because obviously you can do it without them. So if they were trying to like weed you out, that didn't happen. So wasted energy. So I think they're realizing that, and if you were wondering if that was over, it looks like it is. Whatever their nonsense was about, they don't see the point in doing it anymore, and we probably won't have to deal with that energy moving forward. So hope that resonated, and hope whatever nonsense people were doing, they cut that out, because it's not doing anything for anybody. Let's see. Should I do another reading real quick? Okay, I think I'm gonna do one more collective reading, unless somebody comes in or a couple people come in with individual questions. Ooh, that just kind of came out. And you mind? Did you leave a crown, Lavin? I'm kind of looking for the crown gift. If you did, I did not see it. Hello, hello, hello. I saw the little heart guy, but he's just a coin. I just want to make things fair because the little crown guy is 100 coins. Boop. Yeah. Just let me know. I believe you. I just I just didn't see it, and usually pops up. Okay. So 47 Sagittarius. Experiment, explore, and be curious. Learn about what interests you. Okay. We're gonna pair this with another oracle card. We're learning about our interests. We have the moth. That is interesting. We just had the moth the other day. Sometimes the energy just keeps on keeping on. Distraction, being led astray, burnout. Okay. Moths are nocturnal insects that follow the light of the moon. However, with the abundance of artificial light from human civilization, moths are often led astray. Conversely, in our consumer society, we are led to believe that things like earthly possessions and money will provide emotional fulfillment. However, like a moth drawn to a lamp, this is not the case. You may need to adjust your course and not let distractions get in the way. Examine whether the things you are pursuing will actually bring fulfillment and positively in your life. Interesting. So I can already see the connection here. You may be distracted by things that maybe you think you should be interested in, or people want you to be interested in, or people pulling you into, but Sagittarius is saying go towards the things that actually interest you, even if nobody else is doing it or nobody else seems to care. I'm going to go ahead and read more about what this card says specifically. So if 47 is an important number for you, it's your age, 4, 7, or 11, that is a sign that this reading may be specifically for you. You may need to pay attention. Put your listening hats on. Let's see what this card has to say. Okay. Experiment, explore, and be curious. Learn about what interests you, bridge gaps, and break down walls, and you will forge a victorious trail. Of course, you or someone you are interacting with may be a Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius. Sagittarius generally loves learning, particularly about other cultures, creeds, customs, and creatures. Some people feel drawn to dolphins because they're cute. Sagittarians feel drawn to them because they can't help but imagine being a dolphin. I have not imagined being a dolphin, but now that they brought it up, it probably would be cool. Entering their realm, communicating in their language, and swimming with them across the surface of the sea. Energy wants to find the common thread and interweave one's individual experience into the vast tapestry of the whole. Where and to whom do you feel drawn? Where would you like to visit? What languages would you like to learn? What would you like to reach and discover? This may be a message about taking a trip somewhere new or pursuing some branch of science as a hobby or career. Philosophical concepts and spiritual practices may also be beckoning. Follow the call to learn about these things and let your mind expand. Don't worry too much about where to start. Just tune into what feels interesting and let your sense of adventure lead the way. Sagittarians have a reputation for friendliness. This is guided not by the extrovert's desire for attention, but rather by a genuine desire to get to know people and learn new things. In what ways can you transcend your shyness or reticence and let yourself dive into the nourishing flow of real world interaction? And also, Jupiter is the ruling planet. Be open to possibilities, and even more possibilities will arrive because Jupiter rules luck. Okay, and luck is preparedness and opportunity meeting each other. Okay, so don't be led astray with things that other people are doing that they want you to do, or what you think you should be doing. Because let me tell you, things are lying real fast when you start doing what you're interested in ways that you could not have predicted. And if you do things that other people want you to do or you think you should be interested in, the best case scenario is you get opportunities that like make you do things you don't want to do. So we don't want that here, right? You have these 7 of Swords. Some sneaky stuff not working out. If you were being led astray, pulling back your energy is going to take away from those people who are trying to distract you pretty quickly. I mean, you won't even really have to worry about it too much. They'll start to tell you to do something else and be like, sorry, I have plans doing all the cool stuff I actually planned for myself, including travel. Travel just popped into my head. Yeah, if anyone is traveling, if they're going to new places, keep an eye out. There may be something that you thought was really interesting back wherever you're from, your hometown, something like that, that you're going to see in a completely different cultural environment. Like, this is how they do that same thing, if that makes sense. It's like if you were really into, I don't know, like glass blowing. It's so random, but like let's say you're really into glass blowing and then you travel abroad and they're like, oh, we have this glass blowing class here and it's like their very specific technique only done there that you hadn't heard of because you haven't been investing in it. Now it gives you even more of a reason to invest. It's like, oh, there's all these little pockets everywhere else. I don't know why I mentioned glass blowing. I think someone mentioned to me making swords, like actual blacksmithing today. Like people still do it as a hobby, and I think that's stuck in my head. Very interesting. If anyone's doing that, either of those things, put that in the comments because I have questions. It's just very, very cool. But yeah, if someone tries to lead you astray, they're gonna have a hard time if you start to deep dive into things that are more interesting to you. We also have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. If you're interested, thank you so much for the hearts. If you're interested in reaching a mastery level of something, you have to start somewhere. There's going to be that long road of the less interesting stuff first. So if you have a high level interest in something, like you like the advanced version of that thing, but you haven't started yet, and that's kind of holding your back, don't worry about it. Do the first two steps, do the really beginner stuff. That's how you move forward. It's only a matter of time, okay? So don't judge yourself too harshly when you're in the beginner stages. If you would like an individual reading, could you please get the little crown first, and then I'll go ahead and read for you. And then we have the Hanged Man in reverse. Moving forward, I feel like you're already moving forward and you're already proactive, which is probably why people are able to, in quotations, lead you astray, even if they're not really trying to do that. They're just like distracting you with this other thing. So keep being proactive and make sure you're going in the right direction. I'm going to leave this on a little bit in case that person wants an individual reading. And in the meantime, just tell you something about myself. I am on here. I'm also on YouTube. It's the Exalted Empress Tarot in both places. I just had a bunch of Zodiac shorts come out. Some of them are on TikTok. They're all out on YouTube if you'd like to go over there. I'm not monetized on live over there. The fastest way to get me to do that is to subscribe, and then I'll be able to do individual readings on either platform. I also have my long form videos over there, and these lives are saved over there if you want to look at there. So I hope this resonated. Like and subscribe if you'd like to hear more, and I will see you next time in the Empress's card. Bye.